Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am Madden Gaming and I am back with another reaction video. Today's video, we got some more Madden 24 news. We are getting closer and closer. And also, guys, by the time this video drops, it'll be your boy's birthday. But in this one, we got the 5 best and worst things about Madden 24. Ooh, damn, that's one hell of a title, ain't it? The 5 best and worst? This is gonna be a good one, and it's a long one too, so it's going to be a lot of things talked about in this one. So let's go ahead and hop into his reaction.
It's time to talk about the 5 best things and the 5 worst things about Madden 24. We've gotten all of the info by now. We've got to play it in early stages. I even got to play it at EA a while back. So I've put together a list of what I think the game is good at and what the game is bad at. And over the years, I've grown to learn that people view the game differently. Something that you may think is 100%. Very important, somebody else might not care about, and vice versa. So it's important to talk about the things that the game does well and the things that it's still lacking, because based on the individual person, that's going to help them make a decision on whether or not the game is for them. I'm also going to be having some early copies of the game to give away very soon, so make sure to follow on my social media because I will be doing a giveaway over the next few days. So let's talk about the 5 best things first. Number 1, franchise mode. This is a mode that
oh my goodness, this gonna be so good.
Things that it's missing and things that it can do better. But in terms of Madden 24, they added quite a bit of franchise mode this year, probably the most that they have added since I can remember. It's been a while.
Quite some time.
Really good thing for the mode. If you're a person that plays franchise mode every year, you're definitely gonna like it better this year than you have in previous years. They finally updated relocation teams, giving you way more cities.
Oh my god, look at these uniforms.
They've also made it to where you can
damn, Maddie, y'all did good.
Do it immediately without waiting. They added 6 trade slots. They added a bunch of new commissioner tools so that you can set your league up exactly how you want it. If you want to make trading more difficult or make it easier, you can do that. If you want to tinker with regression between positions and what age that those players start regressing, you can do that. If you want to turn off home field advantage, you can do that as well. If you want to edit the draft class strengths to make certain draft classes strong quarterback classes and then other draft classes strong receiver classes, but weak running back classes, for example, you can do that. They've also added more skill trees and skills for the assistant coaches. They've added new draft class generators. And on top of all that, they brought back minicamp with a bunch of mini you can use in the
if you make YouTube content, you got so many videos that you can drop.
The water teems with darkness.
You got so many videos you can drop just on that.
Superstar mode. Face of the franchise is no longer, and we're finally moving back in the direction of an old school superstar.
Oh yeah, I did see this screenshot on social media. I think it's gonna be a trailer dropping tomorrow on superstar mode.
Forced and corny, and it just felt like there wasn't enough to do. Superstar mode is bringing us back more.
Yeah, it was kind of corny a little bit, but it still had its moments, I think.
In the old combine, so that's pretty cool.
Especially long shot. Oh my goodness, I miss long shot.
Scenes now when it makes sense just to progress your player forward. They've also added player grading to superstar mode so that you get real-time feedback and a post-game grade on how you did as both a player and a teammate. They've added tiered abilities to the mode so that you can upgrade them along the way, and they've also taken the yard and turned that into superstar showdown, which goes hand in hand with superstar mode.
That's gonna be cool.
I haven't quite seen this yet, but I got to play it during the beta and earlier than that, and it actually was a lot of fun. It's similar to the yard, but a little bit better because it's 3-on-3 with no AI. It's all user versus user, so you can take your created player similar to like in NBA 2K, and you go to that street element and you can use that player, and it's just basically one-on-one with other users. Who can get open, who can shut you down, who's the better user, and I think that's a great mode for Madden 24, and it's a little bit better than what they did with the yard. Hey, really quickly, if you're still here at this point of the video and you haven't subscribed yet, you might as well join the family and subscribe, because
be sure to subscribe to me too,
whether you like it or not. I'm trying
subscribe to him and subscribe to me.
It would be greatly appreciated. Number 3, crossplay.
Crossplay.
Well, but the good thing is so you don't have to worry about it if that's the case. But I think crossplay is a great thing to come to these video games. It's 2023 and it should be standard by now. You can play your friends that are on different systems, and you can even play people that are on PC, which is a really big
I wonder why it wasn't standard.
Is so much smaller compared to the
100%. I had just found out recently that it was Madden on PC, like maybe a a couple years ago.
Against. Now the pool is so much bigger because PC can play against Xbox and PlayStation, so I think that's a great thing to finally be added to Madden. Hopefully it doesn't cause any server issues though. Number 4, mini games. With the return of mini camp franchise mode, it brings all of these great mini games to the game, and you can also play them outside of franchise.
I'm so glad they're showing off the kickers, because kickers are people too, okay guys?
And the coffin corner punt, but they also added a bunch of new ones that we never had before, and even with some of the older ones, they've added different twists to them to make them more up to date for 2023. And number 5, the Field Sense update. I think Field Sense did a pretty decent job in Madden 23. I didn't have too many problems with the gameplay outside of a few things that were a little overpowered, but in terms of what they did with updating the passing and the tackling and stuff like that, I thought it was good, and they further built on that in Madden 24. They've added even more tackles, but one of the big areas that they made this better with is catching the ball. Catching is so much smoother this year. For somebody like me who is a heavy passer typically in Madden, I need the catching to be on point, and this year they've made the catching in stride so much better. They don't slow down, they don't kind of glitch and warp nearly as much to slow down and catch the ball. They catch.
Yeah, that's gonna be really cool.
Even if the ball is slightly behind the receiver, they'll
I like that change.
still keep their momentum going. They don't slow down, and this actually allows you to take,
especially Jamar Chase across the middle. Oh my god, you know how many big plays you can have?
Touchdowns because they never slow
Justin
down.
Jefferson, god damn.
They've also done a lot of work with run blocking in this area too, so that is actually
run blocking is going to be epic,
because now running the ball,
especially and screen passes. If you're a screen pass type of player, this your year.
Pathfinding for CPU running backs. So when you're playing against the CPU, it's a little bit more of a challenge stopping the run. Really quickly, I do want to mention before we get into the second part of the video that we are once again sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. They've been a huge supporter of the channel.
Shout out to Underdog Fantasy. I'm not really into that, but shout out to them.
Things about Madden 24 in my opinion. And number 1 without a doubt is the presentation. Now I've talked about this for years on this channel.
Yeah.
Areas that Madden has kind of always lacked. Even in its best days, presentation could have been better. And there's some years where they do make some updates to presentation to make the game feel more fresh, but they don't usually build on it much. And this is another year where they didn't do a whole lot here. The one area of presentation that they did make better was what happens between the plays. You do get a lot more player emotion. Players will talk trash to each other. They'll push each other around sometimes. They'll kind of taunt each other in between plays like you see happen in real life. And I really do like that. And it does make the game feel a little bit more alive. But outside of that, there's still so much to be desired in terms of presentation. There's no good halftime show. There's no updated announce crew or just extra announcers. There's still no different branding and franchise mode for different primetime games. You still don't have like ESPN and CBS and those types of things. No. Number 2,
that would be cool to have.
Without a doubt, this is
customization
on the list for me, and I've talked about
it. Ain't got to be OP. Some people want it OP,
but at the end of the day, we want create a team back, and hopefully we do get that back one day. But every other major sport team has a created team. We don't have that. We used to have things like create a play and create a fan, and we don't have that anymore either. We still don't have the ability.
The create fan thing, I don't think a lot of people would like that. Like, will actually like do something with that.
Have custom tattoos that we can put on players, and these are all things.
Yeah, I'm not too big in that.
Last few years as wanting to add to the game, so these are things they want to put in, but for some reason they're still not there yet. Number 3, superstar mode positions. Now I know I said superstar mode is one of the best things because it is.
Because it's limited positions.
It's great to have the
instead of like you could play anybody.
Something that's better than face of the franchise, but the one big area that this mode is not true to the old superstar mode is you still can't be any position you want, and that's something I think they desperately need to get in this game sooner rather than later, especially with NCAA coming out next year. If you're doing Road to Glory in NCAA, you've got to make it to where you can be any player. So I think this is going to come to Madden eventually because the NCAA career is going to have to seamlessly transition into the Madden career, and that's why I believe they brought Superstar Mode back, but it just still isn't fully built out yet to have every position. You can't be a kicker, you can't be a passer.
That would be cool to be a kicker.
Offensive lineman and things like that. So that is one of the bad things about the game to me because I think that that should just be standard. Number 4, MUT Draft. Now, unlike regular MUT Draft, or as it used to be known, Draft,
I don't know too much about this.
a lot of people like because you didn't have to spend money to play it. You could go into this mode and you can use the players that were in Ultimate Team, but you used it in a draft format where you would draft random players each round and then you would play against other people's drafted teams. Everybody would have even teams. Everybody would be on an even playing field. There was no play to play. There was no way to have a super advantage over anybody else. And it was a fun way to get that Ultimate Team experience without having to play actual Ultimate Team. Even people that weren't MUT players liked MUT Draft, aka Draft Champions, because the idea of MUT has always been fun. It's just the pay to play aspect to it is what turns people off, but MUT Draft wasn't that way. Now, this mode has fallen by the wayside for years, and it's basically just in the game to be in the game at this point. It doesn't ever really get updated. They don't do anything cool with it.
I ain't know much about this, to be honest with you.
MLB The Show, they have Battle Royale.
I do always give Madden credit for their cars, because they cars
that work so well in MLB The Show. It's a proven concept that people love. It's one of the best parts about MLB The Show, and Madden already has a mode similar to that, and they don't do anything with it. I think this could be one of the biggest and most fun modes in this game. I think this game could take Madden to new levels if they just actually put some love, care, and updates into it. And number 5, no crossplay for franchise mode. This is a bummer because franchise mode is one of the areas where I think crossplay could be the most beneficial because it'd be so much easier to fill leagues and have more active leagues because you have a bigger pool
that's true
to choose from. Now, EA did say that crossplay will be coming to franchise mode. It's not something that they're neglecting. It's just not going to be in the game at launch. And I'm pretty sure the reason why is because they want to make sure everything's going to work properly before they
100%
mode, because after what happened in 23, they just can't afford any more big problems in franchise mode. They can't afford these big bugs and glitches. They can't afford the server issues and files getting corrupted. So
yeah, that's 100% true.
Take their time and not just rush crossplay to franchise mode, because I think we would all prefer a working franchise mode without crossplay versus a broken franchise mode with crossplay. But they did say it is coming sooner rather than later. Whether that means it's going to be in a Madden 24 update or it's going to be in Madden 25, that we don't know. But I'm just going to assume we're not getting it in Madden 24, and at the very least, we're not going to get it for the first few months. So if you were looking forward to that, that's definitely going to be one of the worst things about Madden 24.
To me, I think the 5 best things outweigh the 5 worst things. See, the thing is, I'm an offline player, so I think it benefits me a lot more, the 5 best things, than the 5 worst things. But if you're like a ultimate team player or stuff like that, then you probably go the other way. But I'm just excited to see Madden 24. The superstar mode, franchise mode, guys, it is gonna be awesome. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. Love every single one of you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, also, I don't know what time, but I will be live streaming tomorrow. I'm gonna drop some reactions. Come on, hang out, and let's have fun.